Telephoned the boy's mother and invited him to visit Havenhurst. When he did, the two became fast friends. In truth, Michael nearly became obsessed with Emmanuel Lewis. Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share, tell a friend, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com for our book club tote, because we've been reading with Uptown NayRob. And if you are not already a part of the book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes you, can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, child, let's continue reading this big fat ass book about Michael Jackson. Like, I was kind of intimidated about how thick the book was, but to be honest with you, I'm learning something in just about every page. You know, there are small nuances that we didn't know, like that Michael Jackson is a bitch. So look, I had so much fun this weekend, y'all. When I tell you I am worn out, all I can say is that I'm just very blessed to have such a supportive book club. I'm very, 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 very blessed. Okay. I'm definitely not in the place that I was 2 or 3 months ago. Definitely. Okay. And I know y'all sick of hearing this, but I just feel so good about having this part-time job or PRN job, whatever it is. But I'm able to work 2 or 3 days a week, and that's a blessing in itself. And if it was not for you guys being supportive with this book club, I would not be able to have that as a choice. Working PRN is a choice, and it's because you guys are so supportive to me mentally, emotionally, financially. You guys just do it for me. Okay. But anyway, with that said, we're at the part now where Michael Jackson is starting to nurture friendships with young boys. And we're at the part where he has started hanging out, if that's what you can call it, Emmanuel Lewis. So segueing into this weekend, so much fun. DC came down for the Commanders-Falcons game. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It was Commanders jerseys everywhere. It was amazing. And let me tell you something. So we watching the game, and by the way, the Falcons stadium takes the biggest dump on the Commanders stadium. Right. They was doing a Price is Right game in the timeouts or during the timeouts. I was like, who the hell is that bulldagger on the mic? Who is that? Child. It was Emmanuel Lewis. Emmanuel was 3 feet 4 inches tall at the time. Michael enjoyed carrying him in his arms as if he were a toddler. I thought that was very, very, very disrespectful. I'm not Bubbles. Put me fucking down. You're going to be ready to do the booty in like 2-3 years. Tell Michael Jackson put you down. I ain't no baby, put me down. I know I'm like the same size as a goddamn toddler, but put me down. Emmanuel was 3 feet 4 inches tall at the time. Michael enjoyed carrying him in his arms as if he were a toddler. Emmanuel had come to Hollywood to star in the sitcom Webster. Michael had seen him on television commercials and had always wanted to meet him and pick him up and put him on his hip. He telephoned the boy's mother and invited him to visit Havenhurst. When he did, the two became fast friends. In truth, Michael nearly became obsessed with Emmanuel Lewis. They would play with Michael's pets, run around the estate like little kids, playing cowboys and Indians, roll around on the lawn together laughing. It appeared to observers that Michael was trying to live the childhood he feels he missed. Today, of course, this is normal behavior for Michael. Everyone is used to seeing him rolling around with kids. However, in 1983, this was considered unusual even for him. Our visitor at the Encino estate recalled watching as Michael read the story of Peter Pan to Emmanuel. Afterwards, the two of them imagined themselves as characters in the story. According to eyewitnesses, 25-year-old Michael and 12-year-old Emmanuel sat on the floor with their eyes closed and fantasized that they were flying over Never Never Land. "Believe it and it'll be true," Michael whispered. "Now, are you ready? Do you believe? Do you?" "Yes, I believe," Emmanuel said, his eyes closed tightly. "I do believe." They then began to recite dialogue from the story. After a while, the two broke up laughing and began to wrestle on the floor like puppies. That's weird. That's the beginning of something. Emmanuel Lewis's family reportedly became concerned about the friendship after Michael and Emmanuel checked into the Four Seasons Hotel in Los Angeles as father and son. It's not known what fantasy they were acting out at the time. However, shortly afterwards, they stopped seeing as much of each other. That's weird. You know, Once Michael had agreed to a reunion tour with his brothers, Joseph and Catherine asked Don King to assist in promoting the venture. Child, let me tell you something about Don King. Is he still alive? Because Mom still want to murk him. "I think he's creepy," Michael told one friend. "I don't trust the guy. He just want a piece of the action. That's all." Don't everybody Michael the Jackson? It wouldn't be a small piece, that much was certain. Once aboard, Don King contacted Jay Coleman, an enterprising promoter who specialized in obtaining tour sponsorships from major corporations. Don told Jay about the Jacksons' tour and their need for a big money sponsor. "And you, my man, are just the white boy who can walk into a corporation and tap them for the change," he said. He was right about that. Jay recruited the Pepsi-Cola, you heard me say Pepsi? Pepsi-Cola company to pony up another $5 million to sponsor the tour. Jackie, Tito, Randy, Marlon, and Jermaine all voted to work with Don King as promoter. After all, an extra $5 million was impressive. However, for Michael, $5 million was, as they used to say back in Gary, chump change. Especially after it was split 6 ways and 15% was taken off the top for Don, Joseph, and Catherine, leaving Michael with $700,000 and not much incentive. Michael reluctantly agreed to allow Don King to promote the tour, but he wanted Pepsi out of the picture. "Forget it," Michael said. "I don't drink Pepsi. I don't believe in Pepsi." On November 30th, 1983, a press conference was organized at the Taverns on the Green restaurant in New York City to announce the Jacksons' reunion tour and the fact that Don King would be promoting it. By this time, Michael had had 2 more major hits, Human Nature and PYT. So it was expected that the site would be mobbed with fans, which it was. There were only 100 police officers guarding the tavern. with the Michael Jackson? Girl, 100 Police might work for New Edition now, but 100 Police for the Michael Jackson during Thriller? Girl. Finally, Michael, Marlon, Tito, Jermaine, Randy, and Jackie walked out to great applause from the press. They sat down with glum faces, their eyes hidden behind sunglasses. None of them looked amused by the manner Don King continued to grandstand for the media. But that's what that nigga do. Joseph knew that. Catherine damn sure knew it. But that's what that ninja do. And wear a fucked up high top fade. I don't know what they call it now, what the young people call it when they wear it like that now. But back then it was called a high top fade. Okay? It was. So what's this tour going to be called? A reporter asked. They haven't named it yet, King answered. Excuse me, but yes, we have, Marlon cut in. We're calling it the Victory Tour, despite the fact that Michael was devout and no doubt had donated quite a bit of money to the religion. The church's elders were upset with him in 1984. Mostly because of the Thriller video. Michael had been so impressed with the horror fantasy film An American Werewolf in London that he employed the services of John Landis to repeat his directorial duties, and then he hired Rick Baker to create special effects on the Thriller video. The 14-minute video was budgeted at $600,000. At this time, an artist could make a decent video for about $25,000. Man, Michael Jackson changed the game. And then that goddamn Kendrick Lamar came in with his iPhone and changed it back. John Branca felt that Michael was overextending himself and advised him that they should find another way to pay for the Thriller video. John and Michael came up with the idea of a video entitled The Making of Thriller. John then approached Restaurant Video, a video distribution company, and had them pay approximately $500,000 for the right to distribute the product. Afterwards, John went to MTV and told executives there that Michael was doing a 60-minute documentary and that if they wanted to show it, they'd have to pay for it. At that time, MTV didn't even pay record companies for the right to air videos because it was considered terrific promotion to have an artist's video aired on a cable music station. You know, like the Soul Train, they don't get shit. You don't get shit. You don't get nothing. Because it's promotion to come down here to the Soul Train and sing on this stage. And you dancers, you can get chicken. All right? That's what you get. Chicken. But it's a privilege to come down here on the Soul Train and sing a song. All right? So I ain't paying you nothing. At that time, MTV didn't even pay record companies for the right to air videos because it was considered terrific promotion to have an artist's video aired on the cable music station. While today there is much negotiating of money between MTV and an artist's manager, attorney, and record label executives, that was certainly not the case in 1984. However, because Michael was so popular, MTV quickly agreed to finance part of the making of Thriller if Michael would license it to the station for an official debut. The video would end up costing a little over $1 million. The Showtime cable network also paid for second rights to the video. In all, MTV and Showtime put up nearly the whole second half of the $1 million. Man, when I was in school, this is 1984. Okay, so it was probably the 7th or 8th grade for me. When I tell you Holy Redeemer had this TV, it was a big TV, but it damn sure wasn't big enough for the cafeteria / auditorium that we watched the video in. But really, a lot of us didn't have cable. Some of the rich people, like I had this Judy named Regina Ashman, whose family was rich. Okay, and we had some senator kids there. We had some football player kids there, but you know, I was okay. I was middle class. And we also had some poor kids there from Sursum Quarter, which I originated from. You know, we started in Sursum Quarter, or at least that's where I started, okay? Well, Southwest, Sursum Quarter, Michigan Park. My father's family lived on Capitol Hill the entire time. But once we left Michigan Park, we moved to the hood, which was 640. I'm telling you, watching the making of Thriller at that time on, I don't even know if that TV was 45 inches, baby. And I'm telling you, baby, that was the most excitement we had in that school ever. They brought out that VHS or that Betamax, that maybe 42-inch television, and baby, watching that 60-minute video was the world. I'm not playing. Everybody was quiet and mesmerized. The Thriller video combined illusion and reality, skillfully weaving one into the other. You say that you love me.